Mr. Barry, if you're here late, we need to make sure that we are working.
I got Rod, you get Rod too.
Are you surprised that Fleon's escaped? Why are we not? Full sentences as always. Yes, Kev? Huh? You need to wait 1 second, okay, until Yashne comes back. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Kev.
They hate me because I'm wavy, maybe because
Again, Mr. King is planned to see us today for the period. Excuse me?
Excuse me.
Mike, we know we need to work on the mouth. You do that.
You want 2 points? It's so big.
You can't say that.
You up his beers.
Today is the 11th. Yes. Today is the 11th. We should be finishing up now. Full sentences as always. If you don't have full sentences, unfortunately I can't give you full credit. There's a few of us with coats and sweatshirts, so please get rid of those so we don't have to damage our grade. Because you're here and you deserve full credit, you should make sure that you get it. Again, a lot of us weren't here Monday. We read Fleon's escape the attack. We all should have an understanding of the severity of that. Right?
Right.
Good. We all know about Banquo and Macbeth and what he's obsessed with. And we should all know what that means if Fleon's got away. That's going to have ramifications for the rest of the story. Since Mr. King is not here yet, if you finished, you can go get a book, sit back down. We'll just do as much reading as we can.
Mr. Bear, spell his name out.
Huh?
Can you rewrite it?
Oh, excuse my ever-improving handwriting as always. F-L-E-A-N-C-E.
What?
F-L-E-A-N-C-E. I'm guilty.
I'm right.
I never come before you to tell you that I'm perfect. I'm always working on the handwriting. My apologies. In case anyone else is having trouble, again, one more time, do now. Are you surprised that Fleon's escaped? Why or why not? We are now behind the 8 ball, guys, when it comes to time. I know that I'm coming from the computer lab, so that takes some time off. That's on me. But you guys need to make sure that we continue to be on point as always. All right? Huh? I'm honest with you all the time. Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, we're coming together in 20 seconds.
Well, you gave me that look like
Excuse his language.
We're coming together in 20 seconds. Carry the sweatshirt. Carry the coat, if you don't mind. To me, Philly's jacket. Huh? It's a little chilly, but I think you will.
No, like it's cold.
It's really cold, man.
You can choose your own.
Huh? You can make the choices for your own time. We're old enough to understand it. All right, so here's what's up, guys. Just on housekeeping notes. I know that it's been a while, quite frankly, because on Friday, everyone was on the trip. I think we had like 5 people. Monday, we had like 8, and obviously yesterday was snow. So we've been away from the rhythm of Macbeth, which is unfortunate because I know that we were really getting into it, right? Well, with the exception then of Michael, who will get into it now for the later sessions. I look forward to that. We really have been getting into Macbeth. Unfortunately, we still have to roll out interview stuff for our senior project. That will be pushed. All right? So I had a schedule. Don't worry. I'm not here to overload you with work. We'll still get it done. We'll go over that. As I said earlier, I'm looking for everyone's attention, please. A few of us still aren't giving attention. I'll get to your question in just a second. And I'll get to it in just a second. Waiting for a couple of us. This is important information. We're all seniors and we're now in December. So the idea of me repeatedly going over things ad nauseum means to the point of my nausea is not going to work. All right? We need to make sure we receive the information and get it. Good. Nausea means that you're to the point of almost a car sickness. Good. I know you do, Trent. All right. So we're going to be going over. I'll roll out interviews tomorrow, so you can make sure that you have the details for that. You can get your source. And we can go further in the senior project. There's some of us who haven't still provided sources. That's not good. All right, so get those to me. It's always better late than never. At the same time, to make sure we're on time to save our points.
I appreciate it.
I'll get it to you at the end of class. All right, Sean. Thank
Let me get another one too, so I can actually start.
you. If you have questions on all this, obviously you save them, and I can always help you in depth after class. Cool. So now, what we're going to do, Mr. King, the counselor, is supposed to come see you today. He's scheduled to do it. I checked with him, so he's going to come at any moment in time. However, if he does not come, we'll just simply read. Sean, we'll simply read because we have too much to do to waste time. With that being said, questions on any of that? Michael, I know you had one. What's your question? Let's give Michael respect for the question. Mr. Sean Charles, if you can remain seated, that would be terrific. Thank you. Senior project does have a deadline. We want to make sure that each step is points as well. Sean, I know you might be very energetic today. There's no need for that. Keep your hands up. Fine. We'll help out. Waiting for you guys. Waiting for you guys. It's sad. I know we got a break. I know we're out of rhythm. We were just getting better and making sure we were on point. Now we're not. Let's dive into the do now. Going over it for Banquo and Fleance. Sean, you made your point. You can sit down.
Let's dive into Macbeth.
Waiting for you, Sean.
Good.
Thank you, Sean. So, are you surprised that Fleance escaped? Why or why not? Are you surprised that Fleance escaped? Why or why not? What's the reason behind it? Miss Crawford, start us off. Everyone else is paying attention. Miss Crawford, only when there's silence because you deserve respect. What's going to happen now, guys, as you're talking, taking notes?
You the only girl over there. You know what professors do on college?
Don't do it to you, man. You're my bedside. Because I'm laughing and they don't think I'm not serious.
Got Nakia's attention. I've got Javon's attention. I've got Perry's attention. I've got Trent's attention. Kevin's. Mr. Barry. Thank you. So, Miss Crawford, you have the floor. Are you surprised that Fleance escaped? Why or why not? And then Mr. Charles will follow up.
There's supposed to be yellow like
Your time, guys. Your time. You know the deal.
It sounds like
He should not be to take the screen.
Mr. Jerry, not taking away
You
time.
sound like the ball
Sean Charles, taking away time. Your name's been down. Linnea, I expect more from you. It's okay, I just expect more. I know what kind of level you have. Let's not get distracted by the distraction. You all know that. Go ahead, Ms. F.
I said no because prophecy told that Banquo's sons would be kings and if he died,
So now we're on the side of the prophecy. So what then, based on that, can we predict will happen? Who will be the king? Fleance. Excellent. Other points when it comes to this. Next, Michael.
I say no.
You weren't surprised. Would you share the same sentiments that Ms. Crawford shares? No. Okay. What do you feel? Why were you not surprised?
Honestly, when humans in fear, they do a lot of things.
True. When we went over that, right? And so you're saying that Macbeth attacks.
Especially when you black, you run.
You mean Fleance
not
himself?
even Nick. You think first, don't
Guys,
do
we're
it.
talking out of turn, specifically Yashane and Mr. Sean Charles.
Yo, you taking points off, G?
Taking
Of course
notes.
he did.
No, you taking points off.
So, Michael, your point was people who are in fear do a lot of crazy things. Can you be a little more specific?
Like,
Points off.
you can't like, suppose you running from somebody, right?
Right?
You really running, because if you in fear, you just gonna have that extra push. You
Right.
scared.
Yes.
But if you just regulate, just relative. I mean, I'm running with it. It's like,
And so you think that played into how Fleance escaped?
you're out
Good.
of fear.
Okay. All right. Let's get into a little more themes here. Let's get into a little more themes that are at work. We talked about fear as a theme and stuff along those lines. I saw Javon's hand, then we'll go with Mr. Barry. Go ahead, Sergeant Newfred, right on.
I said, they probably did a sloppy job trying to kill, who's the
Fleance.
Yeah, He probably did a sloppy job doing it, and that's probably how like he escaped. He got the chance to escape. Probably
Right.
heard something.
And you weren't here on Monday to read it, but that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. So
You know
it's
what?
excellent using the knowledge that you did already have to make that prediction and that understanding. The murderers did a sloppy job, they didn't finish it. And we all know, how do you think Macbeth is going to react to that? Anyone, it could be Javon. How do you think Macbeth is going to react to that?
Yeah.
Oh, when he finds out
Yeah.
that they did a bit,
He
he
gonna
probably
kill
gonna feel like anxious, like
Right.
anxiety, scared that something.
And we already know what about Macbeth. What kind of person is he already?
He already he mentally just
He admits.
like
Yeah,
paranoid.
yeah, right. Mentally kind of off kilter, not exactly strong,
Right.
like Lady Macbeth. Excellent. Mr. Barry, do you have a new point? Any other point to make?
Only thing, the prophecy said it was when you come true, so like, no matter how hard you try to change it.
Ah, can you repeat that last point nice and loud? This is excellent.
Why you so loud?
It's like, no matter how.
Mr. Sean Shaw. Not just disrespect for me, but disrespect for your peers. You've been doing that
No
so fast.
matter, no matter how, like, hard you try to change your prophecy,
Yes.
still
You
have.
can't change it. Right, and that's the idea of, that's a theme in and of itself. We talked about that theme of fate, right? Can he change it? Can he not change it? James Vines, what are we working on? Coming here on time.
Yeah.
Good. Kevin, you want to add? Yes. Use this one. Good. Well, let's open our books, guys. I don't see Mr. King, so we're just going to work on Macbeth to page 390.
Oh my God.
Page 390.
got the skin.
Please come through this door. Man.
We're in Act 3, and it should be Scene 4.
Oh, my head.
Someone who was here on Monday, please, someone who was paying attention on Monday and understood what was going on, please summarize what happened on Monday.
Wasn't here.
Please put your
This
hand
one's gonna be
on
on here.
I know.
That'd be pretty incredible if you got that. Sean, go ahead and tell us in detail what happened. Go ahead. Everybody, pay him for Sean respect.
Macbeth. Macbeth and the murderers was
Yes.
having a discussion about killing what's his name? What's the man's name you shot the pig?
Well, who was it? Two people, right?
Yeah, Leon and what's his dad name?
Banquet.
Banquet. They was having a conversation how he was going to do it.
Good.
Macbeth wanted to come along.
Yeah.
But he hired this third
Yes.
murderer.
Yes, which says what? That he's confident?
Yeah.
Hmm?
No.
No.
What does it say? Yeah, it says it
He-
here.
That he wanted to be there to see
Good.
what's
Excellent.
going on.
And then what happened?
And then you know what happened.
Well,
And then they went to try to kill him. They killed Banquet, and Fleance got away.
Yep.
And now we're about to die mentally.
Good. Excellent. Anyone have anything to add? Sean pretty much covered it. Yes, Javon. It's not a competition, guys. We're both off each other.
Earlier, like in the beginning of the story, him and Macbeth, Lady Macbeth was talking. They show how Lady Macbeth started. Like you see the inside of her, like she was kind of nervous and
Yes.
not trying to show you.
Excellent. What Javon's saying is a nuanced point. If we're not paying attention, we're kind of losing out on the genius of it. Right?
Oh my God, let's just read in the book.
Yashane.
You know
They
what?
it's not gonna work, obviously.
They said they cheat. So what?
Opinion don't matter in this place.
You're gonna be the.
Obviously, we know exactly what opinion matters.
If you read this.
Wait, Paige, I'm waiting. We're trying to set it up. Unfortunately, some of our behavior is not letting us get to it. We good now, guys? All right, let's make sure that we can turn things around. We got off to an awful start. Let's make sure we finish strong now. So, we are on Act 3, Scene 4. It is page 390. As Sean says, Fleance has gotten away. They got Banquo, though, the murderers that Macbeth hired. As Javon wonderfully pointed out, we saw it in character trait-wise. Lady Macbeth showing a little bit of nervousness to herself, even though she's showing, right, as Javon said, the strength to Macbeth. And we all know that Lady Macbeth was the initial catalyst, the initial cause for Macbeth's ambitions towards the throne.
Right.
We all know that, right? Do we all know that?
Who's used the initially cause?
Yes. What did Lady Macbeth do in the beginning, James? Yes. good. That's actually excellent. Put it like that. Witches kind of put things in motion, and Lady Macbeth kind of adds to it.
He makes me angry. I don't understand.
All right, so we need a Macbeth.
What did you just say out
Granted.
your mouth?
We need lords.
Shut up.
Granted.
You jiggle.
We need a murderer. We need a murderer. Someone to volunteer for murderer.
It's not that funny, shut up.
Yeah,
Thank you, Barry.
Here.
And we need Lennox.
Not even.
Excellent, Yashna.
Yeah, one more.
Huh? Oh yeah, and a Lady Macbeth. Excuse me.
I'll be Lady Macbeth.
No.
Lady Macbeth.
He has got Lady Macbeth. We got Lennox.
You know that's a man rule, right?
Here we go.
No, for real.
Yashne and Sean
Keep
Sean.
talking to me, alright. Something's all big.
You know that you better.
It's so wrong.
As a class member ready. Here we go. We're following along. Let's finish strong and prove ourselves better than the start of this class.
Think of Mr. Kane.
Yes.
I'm
Okay. Wait.
Sure, sorry.
I've got about, I'd say 85% of us on point. So, the other 15, you owe it to the other classmates to turn around. Scene 4. The hall in the palace. The hall in the palace. Remember to take note of that settings in your notes. We all know we should be doing that. The hall in the palace. As the banquet begins, this banquet is with Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, and the other people who are in his council. One of the murderers reports on Banquo's death and Fleance's escape. Macbeth is disturbed by the news and even more shaken when he returns to the banquet table and sees the bloody ghost of Banquo. Let's keep an eye out for that.
We still doing who, what, where, why?
That's right. Only Macbeth sees the ghost, and his terrified reaction startles the guests. Lady Macbeth explains her husband's strange behavior as an illness from childhood that will soon pass. Once the ghost disappears, Macbeth calls for a toast to Banquo, whose ghost immediately reappears. Because Macbeth begins to rant and rave, Lady Macbeth dismisses the guests, fearful that her husband will reveal too much. Macbeth, alone with his wife, tells of his suspicions of Macduff. Absent from the banquet, he also says he will visit the witches again and hints at bloody deeds yet to happen. The banquet is prepared. Enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Ross, Lennox, lords, and various attendants. Macbeth starts off with a hearty welcome. He says,
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome.
they all sit.
Thanks to your majesty.
Wonderful.
Ourselves will mingle with society and pay the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in the best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
Enter first murderer to the door. Macbeth says the following.
See if they encounter thee with their heart thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst. The large ember among will drink a measure, the table round.
He's approaching the murderer now, as he said.
There's blood upon thy face.
Let's stop right there for a second. So let's dive back into the text. When it comes to Macbeth, he opens up by saying, hey guys, take your seats, you know where you should be. Let's get this party started. Where's Lady Macbeth, though? Judging by what he says, who can dissect where Lady Macbeth is? Try to see it without looking to the side. If you need a hint, you got the side. We'll try to figure it out without the side. I see a lot of people reading over it. That's excellent.
Who's saying that Macbeth said it?
Where's Macbeth? Where's Lady Macbeth? What's Lady Macbeth? Yes, Javon.
At the entrance?
At the entrance, good guess. Not exactly at the entrance, but she is not in the exact vicinity, so you're on the right track. If you need that hint on the side, you can get the hint on the side now.
She's sitting on her throne.
Ah, good, Sean. Next time you raise your hand. She's on the throne, right? And she's not with the guests. What's the significance of that? Does someone have an idea what the significance of that is? Use our understanding of Lady Macbeth. Use our understanding of Macbeth. Macbeth is doing the hosting, right? Even though he's the king, Lady Macbeth is removed. She's on the throne. He says, I'll mingle with you guys, but the wife, well, she'll come down in just a second. Any significance to
I don't know. I don't understand where you're getting with
that? Vicinity, right? We're talking about setting now a little bit more, right? Who's where and at what time. So So what do we know about Lady Macbeth where she might be removed from mingling with everybody else?
She wanted to.
Carrie, make someone raise your hand, go ahead.
The whole thing for her to get, Beth to kill, Duncan was so they both would have power
Ah, and so where is she physically now?
on top.
On top. And what is he doing? Mingling. So remember we talked about this argument like in weeks past, like who has the real power? If you have that, who looks like they have the real power? Ah, keep an eye out for that. Excellent. And then what basically happens before we stop reading is Macbeth is kind of saying, okay, make yourself at home, we'll drink in a second, and then he sees this murderer, so he's like, okay guys, and he starts to walk towards the murderer to kind of see what's up, right? The murderer has blood on his face, he's like, you guys, dig in, there's the drinks, there's the wine, I'll get to you in a second, right? He's moving towards the door to kind of talk to the murderer. And that's where we left off. The murderer says the following, we're on line 13, the murderer says the following.
It's better to be without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My Lord, notice cut that I live on.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's been dead with life of Leon. If thou doest, thou art the non-peril.
If you complete the Fleance thing too, there's no one better than you. You're the very best. The murderer responds.
Most words are Fleance escape.
Macbeth aside now says the following.
They don't say escape, so.
I said escape. Oh,
You got it there. I know you
Yo,
good.
young man.
Let's focus. Macbeth aside says the following.
Then comes my fifth again. I had Elspeth perfect, full as the marble, valiant as the rock, as broad and gentle as the casting air. But now I am having friends to find, bound to saucy gods and fears, but faithful and safe.
Good. Stop right there. So what's Macbeth saying there? He just got the news. What's his reaction like? Raise your hand. If you need a second, go over it. I see a lot of us going over it. That's excellent. So the murderer's like, yeah, oh yeah, I cut the throat of Banquo. That's good. He's like, okay, good. What about Fleance? The thing about Fleance is he kind of escaped. Now Macbeth responds. And what's Macbeth's response? Sean, I know you got it. Hold on a second. Javon, I know you got it.
You don't know.
Somebody else? Let's see if he was going over. Go ahead, Denise.
Is he saying like, now he has to like hide or anything like that because now he's scared and afraid, but yet like they both safe and he's not.
Ah, see now that's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. Now you weren't here on Monday, but what's really interesting to note about that is you had Lady Macbeth and Macbeth talking about how it was better to be Duncan than to be where they're at with their situation. Right? It's better to be dead and free of the anxiety than to be within this anxiety of watching the throne now. Right? And you can see some similar things here. It's a good way to start. Right? He definitely is anxious, and he is talking about being in an enclosed space. It might be more about how these anxieties are going to put him in an enclosed space. Because what's Macbeth instantly know now? When this guy says, hey, Fleance escaped, what's Macbeth do you think is racing through his head?
That Fleance,
Raise your hand. Show him.
that Fleance is now gonna be king.
Bam! Hope you all heard that. Excellent. The first thing that's probably racing through his thoughts is now, Fleance, if he escaped this, what's this looking like for the prophecies? Strong or not strong? Are the prophecies looking strong right now or not strong? Raise your hand if you think they look strong. Only a couple of us. Raise your hand if you think they look not strong. Not so strong. Okay, a couple of those. Why would you say not strong, James?
I don't know.
Hey, Sean.
Macbeth is fighting his hardest.
I'm throwing something in trash.
Trying his hardest to make something that he wants to make his vision come true. But like he aimed for something, but the person he was aiming for got away.
Good.
There's a possibility they can come ruin that.
That's good. And you're saying that Macbeth's fact that he's determined in and of itself says that he might try to take more things into his hands?
You
Is
said
that
a
correct?
lot, but you said it right.
Excellent. Excellent. Good stuff. Let's move on then. Back to the murderers. So Macbeth is concerned about this, as we all should know he is. We talked about a theme of being obsessed with the prophecy. Best believe the prophecy is going through his head right now. The murderer responds. We're at line 26. Go ahead, murderer.
I, my good word, saving the bitch he buys. With 20 trench garrison on his head, that leads to destination.
Thanks for that. There, the grown serpent lines, the word that spreads had nature, that in time will venom breathe. Though teeth for the present, get thee born. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
Good. The murderer then exits, and Lady Macbeth now is present, and she says the following.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer, the feast is soul that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed we're best at home. From this the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting we're about without it.
Good. Good. And so Lady Macbeth's saying what there? It's a lot. People who are dialed in. Use this side if you need it. Sean, I know you got it. Someone other than Sean. I know you got it, Sean. Be patient. We're looking in the text. If we don't got it, that's fine. If we don't get it instantly, that's fine. We're looking in the text.
This is really cool. What's the question?
What's Lady Macbeth saying here? We're at lines 32 to 37. Sean, I do know you have it.
You know what? I need to answer one more question.
Yes, Mike.
You said the word gonna be spread, basically.
The what was the what?
The word gonna be spread.
The word is
What
going to
happened?
not exactly. Not exactly. I appreciate the attempt. Let's look at the side. Let's look at the side if we have trouble with that. Macbeth must not forget his duties as a host. A feast will be no different from a meal that one pays for unless the host gives his guests courteous attention, the best part of any meal. So Lady Macbeth is saying, hey, Macbeth, get back to your duties here. Because what's Macbeth doing? He's kind of talking with this with who?
The murder.
The murderer, right? There's this guy who's got blood on his face in the middle of the banquet, and Macbeth's kind of going, yeah, okay, uh-oh. And Lady Macbeth is saying, hey, you got a dinner to run. Good. So enter the ghost of Banquo. The ghost of Banquo now is here, and sits in Macbeth's place. Ah.
This thing is red.
So hopefully that damn is because you understand the importance of that. Macbeth now says to Lady Macbeth the following.
Sweet remembrance, good digestion, mental appetite, and household hormones.
Good. So he's saying, hey man, am I seeing this?
Linux.
We do have a Linux. Linux.
Linux sleep. Linux.
I'm waiting for your point. Your Linux. We're at the bottom of page 391.
May please your highness see.
Good. Macbeth responds.
Here had we now our
Y'all know
country's
rules.
honor.
Shut up.
Josh Shinetti.
Let me take
Mr. Beer, sometimes talking.
Good night.
Sean. And Josh Shinetti.
You know, Sean,
Let's talk. Let's talk to each other with respect. Josh, let's make sure we pay attention. Go ahead, Macbeth.
Here had we now our country's honor grew, were the greatest person of our faithful president, who I name read and challenge for uncommon, then pity for mischance.
Ross. Do you have a Ross?
Mike. Michael Miller.
You get Ross?
No.
You can if you want. You want
What's up?
it? Fair enough. I got Ross now. His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here, please, sir.
Where?
Here, my good Lord, what is that news, your highness?
Which of you have done this?
I'm Lord.
What my good lord.
Macbeth to the ghost now directly that he sees. Real quick, does everyone else see it?
Told you. Who?
No. Good, James.
Where was he?
Go ahead, Macbeth to the ghost. He's been it the whole time, Sean. You need to focus on the text itself.
I wanted to read.
You stop. You want to take over Ross? You got it.
No.
Well, then we shouldn't be beggars, can't be choosers. Go ahead, Macbeth to the ghost.
Not just to say I
Man,
did.
you got me in my bed. What you talking about?
Sean, we're now waiting for consistently for the whole thing. I'm waiting for the turnaround, waiting for the turnaround, waiting for the turnaround. I know you got it in you. Go ahead, Macbeth. Sorry to interrupt that.
Man, no, I'm tired of being in my bed.
Thou cannot not say I did it. Never shake thy glory like that.
Come on, Ross.
No.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit with me, friend. My Lord is often thus, and has been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. If it is momentary, upon the thought, he will again be well. If much you know him, you shall offend him, and extend his passion, feed and regard him not.
Now she's drawing Macbeth aside physically.
Are you a man?
Ah! That should sound familiar, right? Where does that sound familiar from?
That's what she said.
Let's raise our hands. Raise our hands. If you've got it, raise your hand. Nakia?
From when she was questioning him, telling him, are you man enough to kill Duncan?
Ah, excellent. So we've heard this before from Lady Macbeth, the whole masculinity ploy. Hey, you're a boy. I thought you were a man. Go get that Duncan. Right? But now she's saying, are you a man? Why? So the question comes up again a second time. If something comes up a second time, we know it's important. So why is she saying, are you a man here? What's she trying to do? Nakia, you got it?
Isn't that called like a motif?
A motif?
Isn't that what
Ah, like a theme. Yeah, absolutely. Terrific. Yes, another word for a theme. So do you know what she's saying in context here, Nakia?
No, I'm saying it's like a recurring thing.
Yes,
She's always
excellent.
questioning his manhood,
Wonderful.
and it's always encouraging him to do something that
Terrific.
he knows he's not supposed to be doing.
Excellent. Excellent. And we can also say that the theme is also one of appealing to one sense of masculine duty in order to motivate someone, right? And we know that from Lady Macbeth in the beginning when she says, hey, I'm going to have to use my tongue, my words. Mr. Sean Charles.
Mr. Bears.
It's nice to see you. Let's
Nice
make
to
it.
see you too.
Now we have only
Dive into
14
Macbeth.
minutes to finish strong. Let's see if we can do it. Gary, I don't see how it's fun. All right. So, what's Lady Macbeth trying to do here? What's going on in this whole scene?
Sick.
Someone summarize it so far.
Go there.
She's trying to motivate him, right? But what's happening more in context here? What's going on? We know that Banquo's ghost has shown up.
She's trying to manipulate him.
Nakia?
Because it's like he's seeing Banquo's ghost, so she's like, will you please act normal?
Yeah, good. Because how's everyone else reacting? Raise your hand. Yes, Sean.
Normal.
Yes, the other people are acting normal, and what's their reaction to Macbeth like?
Like, what the hell is going on?
Good, next time raise your hand. They're like, hey, what's going on here? And Macbeth just ranted and raved. I see you. I see Banquo. He's in my spot.
It's funny.
And this kind of, it's funny, why?
It's funny because I was just watching the 6 Man and his teammates looking at him funny when his brother was beating him up. He was the goal.
Okay, well, I don't know the details of that. We know that.
Watch that,
I'll have to make a note of it, Karen. Now, we know in this particular case, right, that might be due to the anxiety. Right, he's freaking out. Because he's got that throne, but he's not sure if he has it for long.
I start seeing ghosts. He gonna break.
Girl, too.
You think he's going to break?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then it's a ghost of his best friend.
There you go.
Can't be that.
That is creepy. And Lady
I'm so
Macbeth
sick of you, like,
is... Sean, and Yasha.
what is wrong with you?
Guys, you both have single-handedly derailed the classroom for the first half of the day.
Mr. Beers, I can say
It's us, it's us, it's us.
Best off for doing Macbeth.
Sean, man, is
The skeleton.
Carrie, don't think I don't see that coat, too.
That's the offer, guys. Macbeth.
Hey, Mr. Beers, stop picking on me.
I'm not picking on you. I expect the most of you as I expect from you.
I'm
So,
talking about other y'all.
now you're interrupting, Carrie.
You talk to me.
We're trying to move on.
This guy is
He's a good
Funny character, too.
All right, so, are you a man, Lady Macbeth says, trying to get Macbeth to calm down and regain composure? Macbeth responds, line 59.
I am told that there's look on that which might oppose the devil.
That's a mysterious line. Let's keep those lines in the back of our heads as we move on. Lady Macbeth responds.
Oh, Prophet is that. This is the very thing that God your fare. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan.
Ah.
Oh, these skulls and starts and positives the true fare would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all is done, you look but on the fool.
Good. So what's Lady Macbeth saying there? She's dismissing this Banquo stuff. Why? What tells her to dismiss this Banquo, this whole Banquo ghost thing? Let's read over that. We're on line 61 to line 68. Line 61 to 68, Macbeth is saying, hey, I'm seeing the devil himself in Banquo. Lady Macbeth responds. Lady Macbeth kind of like plays it down. Why? Carrie?
I was asking a whole different question.
We'll get to that question in just a second. Hold on to it.